Thank you very much, and once again, welcome to Kenbase Media TV, where we always say that we tell African stories the African way, and where we believe that we can tell African stories in a positive way, then we can transform and inspire Africa to be the best continent in the world. Today, we are going to talk about management of business. I remember among the many things that are going to depict Africa in a better way, or among the things that Africans can do in order for them to be able to compete with other continents, one of them is business. And if you can look or compare how business is done in other continents, especially in Asia, especially in China, China is one of the countries in Asia that have come up with a lot of innovations, and they are doing good business with other continents. There's so much that is imported in Africa from China. There's so much that the China is able to innovate, to manufacture, and then be able to sell it to Africa. And so business is one of the key aspects that Africa can engage into to ensure that we are able now to transform our own lives, and then we can also be able to transform the whole picture of Africa. Remember, we also said that if we are to transform Africa from whatever angle, we have to start with the families that we have. Because a family now is the smallest unit that we can be able to invest in order for it now to be able to have an impact into the society, into the community, into the villages, into the countries, and then into the whole of the continent. So today we are going to talk about business, and we are talking about businesses that are maybe small businesses or even large businesses, and we want to know on what qualities that we need to develop, we as Africans, in order for us to be able to have a good business, or for us to be able to learn a good business that will be profitable to us, and that will enhance our finances in the families that we have, or even in our own lives. So there are some basic qualities that each and everyone need to have in order for us to be able to invest in any business, or in order for us to be able to be successful in any business. There's a video that we did some time back. We were talking about the small businesses that we can start, and you can go and watch that video on our YouTube channel, the small businesses that we can start. And we were talking about a person who have $2, $3, talking about someone who has $20 that is allowed to 2,000 Kenyan shillings, or even 5,000 Kenyan shillings. What can you do with that kind of money? Because at times capital becomes a big challenge, especially to the African people. You get that in your family there's no one who is influential, there's no one who has enough money maybe to be able to open a big business for the others, and you get to a point and realize that sometimes you struggle to get the 3,000, the 4,000. We are talking about Kenyan money here. And when you get that 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, what can you do with such kind of money when you have that kind of money? And so there's a video that we did. Maybe you can go back to Kenbase Media TV and try to look for that video and see what you can do. Now you have a business that you have established. May it be a big business, may it be a small business, but the business is already in place. What are some of the qualities that you need to have in order for you to be able to be successful in this business that you have started? Whether it's a big business, whether it's a small business, we are talking about business in general. And so there are some qualities that you need to have. You as an entrepreneur, you as the person who has invested his capital, all her capital, into the business that you are going to have. The number one quality that you need to have is the quality of good management of resources. I cannot ever emphasize on this. A good management in any business is a key principle that all of us have to learn. Whether you are starting a small business, whether it's a large business, whatever business that you are going to start, a good management of resources that you have will come in handy to ensure that your business is able to grow from the size it is now to the size that you have already figured out in your mind. Because remember, when you are starting any business, you have a vision of where you want to go, and the journey from where you are to where you want to go will depend on the kind of management of the resources that you have. When we are talking about resources, we are talking about the things that you are starting with, the capital that you have, the people that you are going to engage, the customers that will come. All these are your resources that you are going to be able to engage in order to get the profit that you want to get from the business that you are operating on. And so a good management of all the resources that you have, it is, if it is employees that you have, how are you going to pay the salaries on time, or how are you going to facilitate their own life for them to be successful, in order for them to be able to dedicate themselves into the business that you are doing. A good management of the resources that you are going to have, if it is the small space that you have, is also a resource that you are going to use. Are you going to ensure that you have utilized the space that you have to the maximum use? Because you tend to see that some people they have big space in the premises that they are doing their business in, but they have decided just to use a small part of it, and then the others are being left without being utilized. Or if it is the resources that you have, maybe you are doing a business of cyber. How many papers or how many limbs of paper do you use each and every day, and how many of them are you able to utilize to the maximum? Because sometimes you realize that some of them, they use the papers that they are using, they use just a pile of it and then throw away the others. What about the places that you have? You kept the place clean. Because this is also a part of management. Most customers will come, and most customers will be able to come when they see that you have been able to clean the place that you are doing your business. So the management of resources that you have is a paramount principle for all of us to be able to learn, in order for us to be able to do good business. Another qualities that you need on another principle that you need to develop on is great customer care service. Remember, the person who said that customer is always the king was not man or was not drunkard when he was saying this. A customer becomes a paramount part of the business. In fact, without the customer, there is no business, because it is the customer who brings the need. He's the one who comes to the need, and you are the person who is going to satisfy the need that customers comes with. So if you are not able to handle your customers well, there is a very possibility that those customers will never come back. And I remember a case where I went to town in Nairobi City to buy a remote for my TV. And when I went there, the person who was selling the remote told me, this remote is compatible with the remote that you want, because I had carried the sample, and he told me that this one is very compatible with the one that you are looking for. And so I bought the remote for about 500 Kenyan shillings, and then I went home. For me, it was a good deal, because I was expecting that remote control to cost me around 1,000 Kenyan shillings. But when he gave it to me with 500 Kenyan shillings, I thought it was a good deal. So I went home, I tried my remote control, but my remote control was not able to do with the TV set that I was having at that particular time. And so the next day I went back to the same guy and told him, you know what, this remote that you gave me is not compatible. And he told me, now that is your problem, I don't care about that. You give me the money, I utilize the money that you gave me, and I give you the remote control. It's for you now to decide whether you are going to use it or you are going to throw it away. But I'm not going to exchange this with another remote, and I'm not going to give you back your money. And from that specific day, I went my way. But from that specific day, I was not able, or I can never even imagine myself going back to the same shop. Imagine this is just one customer that this guy has lost, and if in a month he loses 10 customers or even 20 customers because of his vulgar language, because of his lack of good customer care service, it tells you that one day this guy is going to lose all his customers, and there's a very big possibility that a time will come and he will have to close up his business. Why? Because of lack of good customer care service. Customer care service are very paramount when it comes to business, whether it's a big business or whether it's a small business. And we can be able to learn that from big clients or big organizations like Coca-Cola, how they treat their customers and how they even treat their wholesalers and their suppliers. You can be able to tell that they are doing a good job in making sure that they have a good customer care service. When you call Safaricom and you have a problem, the first person that you get to is a customer care service, and we can say authoritatively that Safaricom has been able to invest so much into the customer care service, and every time that you call them, you have a problem, they are able to sort out your problem satisfactorily, and you are able to know that you are in good hands when you're in their hands. So whether it's a small business or a big business, the customer care service comes in handy. The other thing that most people are not able to develop is the principle of consistency. You come to realize that there are so many business that opens. Like now we are in January 2022, the year 2022, and there are so many businesses that are going to open. Most people who are working last year maybe in informal employment, now they want to venture into business. It's January, they know they can start the year with a good business maybe somewhere, and most of them when they open, then they lack the consistency. You get that a person who opens a business on the 1st or on the 2nd of January, opens on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and then he closes the door up to around 15th or even 17th of January, and there are so many days that this person has closed the doors for the customers to come. When we lack the consistency each and every single day, then there's a very big possibility that we are not going to be able to brand ourselves as good businessmen, and customers will be confused, because if a customer comes today and buys something from you, and then tomorrow he needs the same product or even another product, and then by any chance you are not there when he needs you to be there, then there is a very big possibility that you're going to lose that customer because of lack of consistency. Another quality that we need to develop is the management of loan and debts. This one I can never exhaust myself on emphasizing on this. So many businesses, they start on the basis of loans, maybe because of lack of enough capital, or even because what is required of you in that business is so much that you cannot be able to cater for all of them. Then you opt for a bank loan, or even for a Shylock loan, or even for a Circle loan, and then you go for that loan. And now there are so many people who are not able to manage loans and debt. And when it comes to any business, the thriving of any business depends on how you are going to be able to manage the loans and debt that you are going to take from the bank or even from the Circle. Make sure that you have a specific day that you are going to repay the loan that you have, and the failure to pay your loan will end up you losing your business, or even your business being taken away, or the goods that you are selling being taken away by the lenders. And in order for you to be able to minimize all that, or even to avoid it completely, make sure that you have a good management on the loan. Remember that the money that you're using is not your money, and the person who invested in your business through the loan that they give, they also need a return on the money that they give to you. And so it's good for you to have good quality management of loans that you are going to take from any business. Then the other qualities that you need to develop in order for you to be successful in any business that you're going to do is the passion of what you are doing. The passion of what you are doing. On this point, I want to emphasize that it is good for you to venture into a business that you are passionate about. If you are a doctor by any chance, maybe your area is in medicine, the best place or the best business that you can open up to be your side hustle should be connected to medicine. Maybe you can open a clinic somewhere, or even a pharmacy somewhere. because it's the line, or it is in the line of what you are doing, of what you are passionate about, there's a very big possibility that you are going to be successful in that business. But imagine a doctor opening a shop of selling maybe shoes, for instance. They do not have the knowledge of shoes, or maybe they are not acquainted to the shenanigans and the profit margins about the shoes. Most probably because of the differences in what they are doing and what business they are opening, there's a very big possibility that they may not be able to develop the passion that is needed in order for them to be able to succeed in this business. So it's good to have good management of the resources that you have, develop the principle or the passion or the qualities of good customer care. Be consistent in whatever that you are going to do. Manage the loans and debt in a good way, and develop the passion to do whatever that you are going to do. If you do all these things, I can assure you that success will always be by your side, and we can help the continent to be the best continent in the world by making sure that we get enough of for ourselves and even to share to the world. Thank you very much. This is Ken Benz Media TV, and this is Ken Benz Play.